I'm Howie Scarborough. I'm the CEO of Fall Protection Distributors, and we've recently put out a blog about Collins Roofing and sheet metal standing seam panels and the correct fall protection equipment to be used on those panels. If you're a contractor or you're a worker getting ready to do work on a roof made by Collins, this is going to be a great article for you to read through and learn a little bit about some different fall protection methods and techniques and products that are safe to use on these panels. They make a mechanically seamed panel, a 16-inch panel, 1.5 inches. And their other panel is a 238T, very common panel. Great thing about the 238T panel is if you get damage to one panel or if you need to service the roof underneath the panels, these T-seams, you can remove the batten cap and you can remove an individual panel for repairs and then replace that panel. It's a very versatile roof system. So between those two panels, once you've identified what you have, if you scroll down here to our quick reference chart, you'll see our seam-mounted equipment is compatible as long as the versions of those panels are 22 or 24 gauge steel. You're going to be compatible with our seam-mounted SSRA1. This is a single worker tie-off. It uses 12 non-penetrating set screws. The standard version is our 22 gauge steel version, and that has all stainless steel cup tip set screws. You're going to torque those to 90 inch-pounds. Now, if it's 24 gauge steel that you have, you want to switch over to the nylon tip set screws. It has a soft nylon bushing in the end, and you're going to torque those between 180 and 200 inch-pounds. So it's a softer bite on the panel, but you're using more torque to stay in place. So 180 to 200 inch-pounds, and we're talking inch-pounds, not foot-pounds, remember. Now, that gives you your single worker tie-off. Now let's talk about the adapter plates. So if you need a walkboard for a worker and you need a nice level walking surface, you can take two SSRA1s, mount them about 8 feet apart, remove the D-rings, get a pair of SSRA2 roof jacks. Those mount right on top of the anchors with 2 bolts. And those are roof pitch adjustable as well as seam height adjustable. And that supports a 10-foot wooden walkboard. So very simple. You've seen these red roof jacks in the industry for years. We just manufacture the adapter that makes them work on standing seam roofs without having to penetrate the roof system. Now, if you need to use a temporary 100-foot horizontal lifeline for maximum mobility on a standing seam roof, you don't want to create penetrations, of course, you would take 2 SSRA1s and you would mount an SSRA3 anchor plate on top of those 2 anchors. So now you're attached to 2 seams, and those anchors fit 95% of today's standing seam panels, and this plate fits 12 to 24 inch wide panels. So you're going to fit the vast majority of standing seam roofs with this setup. So you're going to have 2 anchors and a plate at each end supporting a 100-foot horizontal lifeline. And we have a kit that has everything you need. That's 4 anchors, 2 plates, and the 100-foot horizontal lifeline. That has a rope tensioner as well. So if you do have a shorter run than 100, you can just pull that extra slack out of the rope and tighten it up at whatever distance you need. In addition to the temporary system, on our website, you'll find an industry-exclusive 120-foot super anchor kit. So this kit is designed specifically for standing seam roofs. It's the only one in the industry I know of that you can buy a package that creates a permanent horizontal lifeline. So this includes standing seam specific clamps, they're non-penetrating, base plates, 5-inch riser posts, and 120 foot of galvanized steel cable. So you can check that out on the website. Now, if you're working on a roof, you can't identify it, you think it might be a softer material that you shouldn't be attaching to the seams, we have an alternative product called the Ridge Pro. So the Ridge Pro is like a ladder hook, but it mounts on the end of a 16-foot pole. You would climb a ladder, attach your vertical lifeline to the hook. You'd run that up the roof using the pole, flip it over the peak, and then once you step from the ladder to the roof, you're already tied off 100%. You can go up and install other anchors for other workers. You can do a repair, do an inspection, get safely back to the ladder, and you were tied off the entire time. So very versatile product. Now, the one thing to remember on Ridge Pro, it doesn't have to be a metal roof. It could be shingle. It can be a lot of different types of roofs, but it has to be 612 to 1212 pitch. So something else to take a look at. So if you have any questions about any of these products or any of these panels, our phone number is at the top of the screen. You can email us at support@fallpd.com. And during business hours, this little blue circle in the bottom right corner, that is our live chat button. Just let us know how we can help you.